Good evening everyone. Today's video is about vocabulary related to grains, beans, and nuts. First, I'll show you the names of grains, beans, and nuts as I told you, and I will read some short paragraphs about them as a listening practice in order to improve your pronunciation. Then I will explain the meaning of some words related to this topic. Okay, let's start. Almonds. Almonds. The L here is silent. We do not pronounce it. Almonds. Black-eyed peas. Black-eyed peas. Black-eyed peas. Black-eyed peas. Bread. Bread. Breakfast cereal. Breakfast. Breakfast cereal. Cashew nuts. Cashew nuts. Chestnuts. 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 Chickpeas. 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 Cocoa beans. Cocoa. Cocoa beans. Coconut. 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 Coffee beans. Coffee beans. Corn or maize. In British English, it's called corn. Corn. In American English, it's called maize. Maize. Flour. Flour. Haricot beans or baked beans. Haricot beans. Baked beans. The second word, actually, this is a French word, and it has two ways to pronounce it. Legumes or legumes. Legumes, legumes. Lentils. Lentils. Lima beans. Lima beans. Oatmeal with milk. Oatmeal with milk. Peanuts. 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 Pinto beans. Pinto beans. Pistachios or pistachio nuts. Pistachios. Pistachio nuts. Rice. Rice. Tortilla. Tortilla. Walnuts. Walnuts. Wheat. Wheat. Grains, beans, and nuts vocabulary. Besides fruits and vegetables, plants also give us grains, beans, and nuts. Grains. Grains are seeds from grasses called cereals that were first cultivated over 9,000 years ago. Among the first to be cultivated were wheat and barley in the Middle East, rice and millet in Asia and Africa, and corn or maize in Central America. All these grains are still eaten today along with many others like oats, rye, and sorghum. Many grains are cooked and eaten whole or made into breakfast cereals, but grains like wheat, rye, millet, and corn are usually ground into a powder called flour, which is then used to make foods like bread, cakes, and tortillas. Beans. Like grains, beans are edible seeds, but beans are usually bigger than grains and come from flowering plants instead of grasses. They have been cultivated for thousands of years in all parts of the world. Broad beans. Mung beans and adzuki beans were first cultivated in Asia, while lima beans, pinto beans, kidney beans, and haricot beans, now used to make baked beans, were first cultivated in South America. The cocoa bean from which chocolate is made is also from South America, while Africa's most famous bean by far is the coffee bean. Beans come from a large family of plants called legumes. Other edible legumes include chickpeas, lentils, black-eyed peas, and soybeans. Most legumes have lawn seed pods in which the seeds grow. After the seeds have grown into what we call beans or peas, the seed pods are picked off the plant and split open. Nuts. Nuts are hard, dry fruits with a woody outer covering that has to be cracked open to get the edible seed inside. Some nuts are so hard that special tools called nutcrackers are used to open them. Some of the most popular nuts are almonds, hazelnuts, cashews, chestnuts, Brazil nuts, pistachios, walnuts, pecans, and macadamia nuts. One of the most famous nuts is the coconut. Its white flesh is delicious and the water inside makes a sweet and refreshing drink. Another famous food that most people think is a nut is actually a legume. They grow underground and are often eaten with drinks at a bar or a party. Can you guess what they are? Leave your comment below and I will reply to you. And now let's move on to explain some words related to this topic. Bean, a noun, an edible seed, often kidney-shaped, that grows in a seed pod. For example, Mexicans eat lots of beans, especially red kidney beans. Breakfast cereal or cereal, noun, breakfast food made from roasted grain, especially wheat, corn, or oats. For example, pour some breakfast cereal into a bowl and then add some milk. Cereal, noun, meaning number 1, a plant that produces edible grain like rice and wheat. Meaning number 2, breakfast cereal. For example, cereals are a good source of most types of vitamin B. Edible, adjective, safe and tasting good enough to eat. For example, some mushrooms are edible but some are so poisonous they can kill you. Flour, noun, a powder made by grinding grain. For example, Maria buys wheat and grinds it into flour herself. Grain, noun, seeds used as food like wheat, rice, and millet. For example, different grains are used to make different kinds of bread. Grind, verb, to crush something into tiny pieces. Example, corn flour is made by grinding grains of corn into a fine powder. Legume, noun, a plant with a seed pod containing beans or peas. Did you know that the peanut isn't really a nut? It's actually a legume. Nut, noun, a hard, dry fruit with seeds inside a hard, woody shell. Example, can you get a package of mixed nuts from the store? Nutcracker, noun, a tool for breaking open the hard shells of nuts. Example, you'll have to use a nutcracker to crack open those walnuts. Seed pod, also pod, noun, the long structure of legumes in which several peas or beans grow. For example, before cooking beans, they have to be removed from their seed pods. That's it. This is the end of my video. I hope you like it. Leave a comment, share with your friends, subscribe, and thanks for watching.